Welcome to DIYEasyCrafts.com, how to make large, outdoor, weatherproof snowflakes. Now, while it might seem like making snowflakes is kind of a simple process and might not warrant a DIY video, it was actually a little bit hard to do. First off, I tried to make these using large construction paper, but the paper was too thick and was hard to fold, and it was very difficult to cut. So the two problems that I had, using a thinner paper and then also finding a material that was durable and weather resistant. Anyway, my brother had the idea of just using a roll of Christmas wrapping paper, and this worked out perfectly. Some wrapping paper is even marked, every inch on one side with lines, makes it real simple. Basically, I just cut it into appropriate size square, and then you can fold it into a triangle, and this is basic snowflake, I guess kindergarten arts and crafts. You fold it again, we're going to fold it another time, keeping that the triangle point downward towards you. And while we're folding this, the material that I found is a white corrugated plastic. I found it at Home Depot. It's in the same section as the plexiglass, and this worked out perfectly because number one, it's waterproof, weather resistant, and it's already white, so I don't have to paint it. I don't have to maintain it from year to year. All I have to do is cut out a template for the snowflake, cut out or transfer that template onto the white plastic, cut out the white plastic, and then I'm basically done. Anyway, at this point, I'm going to cut off this excess material up at the top of the paper, and then I'm going to draw a design. I'm just going to use a straight edge to draw a design, and I'm going to mark on that piece of paper what I'm going to cut away and what I'm going to leave in place. The end result will be a template of a large snowflake, certainly larger than you could make out of a standard 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. And you can make these in any size. The corrugated plastic comes in 2-foot sections or actually 4-foot sections. So you could make these, almost 4 foot in diameter if you wanted to buy one of the larger sheets. I ended up making about 4 of them for a Christmas display in the front of the house, and I made them in a variety of different sizes, from about a 2-foot diameter down to about a just over 1-foot diameter. Now, I'm going to unfold the snowflake, and like I said before, this is all just basic kindergarten arts and crafts. You can come up with a huge variety of different designs for these snowflakes, but here's the template of the first snowflake that I'm going to make. The benefit of this paper is that it's thin and easy to fold. The problem with this paper is that it's thin and doesn't lay very flat. So when I'm transferring this template onto the white plastic, I'm just going to use a pen. You could use a pencil. I'm going to try to hold that paper as flat as possible and in position as securely as possible. For some of the lines, the straight edges, I actually found using a straight edge helped out a little bit. But it is a fairly time-consuming process. This was probably the longest process of the whole job, was just transferring that template design onto the white corrugated plastic. So a little time lapse here. Once the outline is completely finished, you can lift away that paper template, and you now have all of the lines drawn onto the white corrugated plastic. So now we're going to cut this. Now, I would usually do this outside, a well-ventilated area. I'm going to use a razor attachment on my wood-burning tool so that we actually have a hot knife. But because it's rainy and cold outside and my wife is not home, I decided to do this in the kitchen. I did put down a piece of 1/4-inch plywood right over my stovetop, so that when I cut through this plastic, I'm not going to damage the stove or the countertop. I'm doing it over the stove because I can use the fan from the stove to suck away any of the fumes from the melting plastic, and I can also use the light from the stove in that same hood to illuminate the work that I'm working on. Of course, I have an electric stove. You definitely do not want to do this if you have a gas stove and pilot lights will set your house on fire. Anyway, in a well-ventilated, well-lit area, you can use a hot knife. You could also cut this with just a razor knife. It's just easier if you have a hot knife. Just slowly go over each one of the lines. Sometimes you have to go over them twice. You have to press a little bit harder. But it doesn't take long before you can start to lift away all of the segments that you're going to cut free. One of the techniques that I found that works the best is to cut towards you and rotate the piece rather than trying to constantly rotate the knife. So you're just going to cut all of the lines on one plane and then just slowly rotate the piece. This is the first snowflake. Now these can be hung. I'm gonna hang mine with some monofilament fishing line, but you could also use some double-sided tape to hang them on exterior windows or exterior walls. There's a variety of different things that you can do with them, or how you can display them. This is the second snowflake that I made, and again, I'm just demonstrating how, as this knife gets hotter, it's easier to cut, and I'm just cutting all of the similar plain lines and rotating the piece in order to get through all of these cuts a little bit faster. This is I guess the third snowflake that I did. Once you get going, they go pretty quick. It didn't take long. It probably took me a couple hours to finish all 4 or 5 pieces. But I did end up with a beautiful display for the front of the house. A very simple, easy do-it-yourself project using white corrugated plastic to make large hanging snowflakes for a Christmas decoration. Please check us out on the web at DIYEasyCrafts.com. Be sure to check out our other how-to videos. And if you like this video, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel.